Hello everyone, this is Pavan and welcome to my channel Unix BackbenchAdmin. So we are providing the online support for the Unix and Linux admin and AWS admin, and we are providing the enhancement for your career. The key points we are going to reach out: practical learning, record videos and documentation for all the sessions, and interview questions and out of box learning. Especially we are concentrating on real time, how the issues will come, what are the actions we need to take it, what are the learnings we have to do it, and we are providing the career enhancement also. Nothing but if any people are looking for enhance the career or do the cross learnings, we are trying to help you out. So please subscribe my channel and send a mail if you have any queries to my mail id and my mobile, and please subscribe my channel. So the next topic is that, so today we are going to discuss about the booting mechanism of Unix and Linux environment in depth. So what are the major steps are there and what are the things unique to our learnings? So welcome to my channel. Let's start the video. So in booting mechanism, majorly we are having these are the stages. So these stages will be common for the whether it's a Windows environment or whether it's a Linux environment, anything. But especially there is some of the features unique to the Linux environment. What are those? We are going to discuss about in detail, and we are touching some of the practical sessions also. Okay, in real-time scenarios, how we will get the things. Let me start with the BIOS. So BIOS is nothing but a basic input output mechanism. Okay, it will take up the what are the input devices are there, what are the output devices are there, which will need to bring up the system to the online. It will be taken from the BIOS. Okay, so for example, if you take the real-time example, everyone aware of that Windows mechanism. When you place the power on button in laptop or Windows, so once we started, automatically you will see the BIOS command mode. So it will be taking the what are the devices are active, what are the devices are not active. It will collect the information, it will boot the system into the next level. So that is the major concept of the BIOS. So MBR, so what is the MBR and why MBR is needed? Master boot recorder. For example, when the system is booted, okay, in the initial stage you are not able to find out the hard disk mechanism coming to the line, and it's not providing the accurate support. For that one, they need some kick-off support. Nothing but, for example, you have a bike. So the bike capacity will be 125cc or 135cc or 200cc, whatever it may be. But there is some mechanism need to establish to start that bike. Nothing but kicker or self-start. So those are the very small portion of the areas. It will start the fire into the your bike motor, and it will then from onwards the the motor will be take up into the next level. The same mechanism MBR is also, it's a 512 KB. It's nothing but small notepad of the information. It will be consisting of, so what are the file systems, what are the input output devices I need to brought up, okay, to bring the server into the online. So that the responsibility is going to take care by the MBR. And grub. So what is a grub? So why is the grub is why it's somewhat different to the Windows environment and the Linux environment. So grub is nothing but it's a kind of the firewall. Okay, it will be holding the multiple stages or multiple versions of the kernel. So grub is nothing but a grand unified bootloader. So the grand unified bootloader will be, you take up the things, okay, it will be holding the lot of the versions of the kernel. For example, let it be, if you take the real-time example, your Windows system is there. When you start your server, when you start your laptop, it will booting into the, for example, you install the Windows 10. It will boot up the only Windows 10 only. It's not booting of the other versions. But the beauty of the Linux and Unix mechanism is that there is a one server is there. It is have the, we can maintain the multiple versions. For example, in Red Hat 6 itself, we have 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.5 or 7.1. There is a lot of versions are there. I can able to install the multiple kernels into the same server. Whatever the need, I can boot up the server into that version. So that beauty of the thing, we can do it from the Linux end, but this is not happening perfectly into the Windows mechanism. So that capacity and that responsibility in backend going to be taken care by the grub. Okay, so kernel is nothing but, as we discussed, the kernel is nothing but the version of the operating system, the code of the operating system. It will take you the input and it will put the operating system into the next level. The next one, init. So init is nothing but it will take you the responsibility of boot the multiple stages of the operating system. For example, okay, so earlier in mbr stage we boot up the slash and slash where our particular file system at the time of the booting, whichever is needed, the data only, some portion of the data only I booted. But init phase we can copy the entire file. For example, in windows we have a c drive, d drive, e drive, just I'm saying with example. Okay, so at the starting of the booting stage, c drive, what are the basic data is there, it booted with the same data. D drive, what is the basic data, it's booted with some portion of the data. So once the system is coming to the init phase, so it will boot the entire information, what are the data is there. For example, C drive we have the some 100 files are there. Earlier it will boot up the only 2 files, the rest of the files also it with a sync up without the duplicate data, it will be sync up in end stage and it will boot the unique data. In the same way, in Linux also, init stage will be combination of our previous data and the current data. Whatever the data is present, everything will be boot up into the in this stage. And the run levels. So run levels is nothing but usually people are thinking Linux is nothing but it's a command line, it's a black screen. Why we need to boot it and why we have to do it? Blah blah blah. But it's not like that. So in the Unix environment also, we can boot up the server into the all the type of the modes like a GUI, and we can play the videos, we can play the music, and we can access like a Windows server, anything. So why basically Unix environment came into the picture? For the security reasons. Okay, so to avoid the unnecessary accessing and unauthorized access, we can boot the server into the command line mode and a graphical mode also. Usually in the live environment, people are using the command line mode to just avoid the unauthorizations. The graphical user mode we are using especially only the specific domains, the domains which are specifically are authorized persons only, they are using into the admin level. Okay, so these are the basic things we are going to discuss about the Linux booting mechanism. If you want more details, please subscribe my channel. We are going to come up with new videos that will help you out to understand what exactly the next stages and how the process will be happening. And if you're going with the interview questions, okay, so what are the booting stages are there? What is the MBR? Okay, what is the run levels are there? How to boot the default server with the default run level? How to change the run level in a production with the exactly the procedure it is? Why we need a grub? Grub corrupted name means what exactly the troubleshooting you have to do it. What is a patching and how to do the kernel patching? Okay, how to boot the server with alternative kernel, how to do the permanent fix of the booting and respective kernel, what is single user mode, what is a multi-user mode, what is a FSCK. So these are the different type of the questions, interview questions usually we are going to discuss in coming videos. And for future videos, please subscribe and join into the courses. So we are going to explain all the type of the things. So before that, we are going into some sort of practical things also. What are the practical things means? So in grub, so what is a default grub location? I have a Linux server. Okay, so we are triggering some of the commands. Uname is one of the command. It will help you out whether it's a Linux server, what exactly the server name it is. Okay, uname -a will help you out. It will give the all. A means all. So it will help you out. It's a Linux server. This is a domain name. This is a version, and this is the time zone. Okay, and each and everything full-fledged information will be presenting into the here. Or same command, if you replace instead of a with r, it will give the only the version. So 4x is nothing but after 8. Okay, the version will be coming as 4x version. Okay, so if you're going to the practical, as we said, grub. So grub file, what is the default location? The default location of the grub is /boot grub2 grub.conf /boot grub2 grub.conf. configuration. So this is the default location of the file. Okay, here everything will be, so if you want to see that only the top information means okay, I'm seeing the first 10 lines of the boot file. Okay, so instead of 10 I'm going to replace with 20. I'm seeing the first 20 lines of the file. So here we can see that okay, what exactly the information of the boot and the boot entries. Okay, otherwise we are using the more option also. So more option is nothing but instead of seeing that we are going page by page. So here this is the first page, the graph file will be the configuration information will be there. Okay, and you can see that okay, in this file also there is some sort of information. You are seeing like that, you know, the set the timeout value. The timeout value we can change it instead of 5 seconds to number of seconds. So the operating system wait okay, for which kernel we need to boot it until we given a information. If not, it will boot by the default run level. Okay, so this is the file of the thing. So clear command, it will help you out to clear the operating system. And if you want to know the which run level my server is running, okay, so we are using the run level. So right now the system is running on 5. 5 is nothing but okay, GUI mode. So if you want to change the GUI mode to okay, and if you want to know the version of the operating system as we discussed, okay, uname -r also I can use it. Okay, otherwise uname -a also we can able to find out. Okay, otherwise we can able to see that cat/etc red hat release. So these are the 3 commands to help you out which version of the operating system. You can see that it's 8.1. okay, so this is the name of the operating system and the version. Okay, we can able to find out. So going to the next one. Okay, so how to change the run levels. For example, if you want to do the changes into the boot file system, okay, so what is the basic procedure is there means whenever you are performing any kind of the operations into the any file mechanism, always it should be, actually I use the caps lock, so that is the reason there is no cap lock mechanism into Linux. So my requirement is that, so the timeout value earlier it was the 5, right? I want to change it to the 60. See here the basic the default timeout value is right now is a 5. Okay, if you want to do the changes please, we can able to change the changes to the, instead of that one we can able to change it to default value also.